Gorgeous shot of Edmonton. Okay, this is news we can all use, friends. There's no doubt the pandemic has awoken all of us to the need that we have for human connection in our lives. And get this, according to a new national survey, people who greet strangers at least once a week were 3 times more likely to be happy than those who did not. Fascinating. Joining us this morning to take us through some of the survey's findings and tips on how to build more connections in our lives is Pete Bombaci, founder of the GenWell Project. Good morning, Pete. How are you? Buongiorno.
Good morning. Buongiorno, Dina. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I talk to strangers all the time. Like, I'm not kidding. I just did it the other day at the grocery store. She was having a hard time getting her car out of the spot. I'm like, can I help you? I could see she was in distress, and she was so shocked that we were having a human interaction, which shouldn't be the way. So talk to us, first of all, about the GenWell Project. What is it? What does it do?
Yeah, well, the GenWell Project is a Canadian not-for-profit, and we're a human connection movement. Our mission is to make the world a happier and healthier place by educating people about the importance of proactive face-to-face social connection for our own happiness, health, and longevity, and actually for all the people around us, because every conversation that we have each and every day makes not only us happier and healthier, but can do a lot for the other people that we're connecting with as well.
And even if you're an introvert, human beings are meant to be social to some extent. So what did you find? People are craving family interaction, even with their coworkers?
Yeah, well, it was, trying to pick out a few of the key ones. I'd say, 60% of Canadians are feeling somewhat or much lonelier than they were at the start of the pandemic. And that just really, highlights and magnifies the fact that this issue was growing long before the pandemic. What we're doing now is waking up and recognizing, holy cow, we actually do need to see each other. And 65% of the conversations that we had every day, the casual collisions were wiped out because they weren't in our calendar. It was the people that you saw at the coffee shop, the people at the lunchroom, walking to the water cooler. All those connections that we had every day were what gave us a sense of connection, belonging, community. And so our message is, hey, let's be proactive in this. Let's not wait till we're sick or in a crisis, because it's not just the pandemic. We've had people that have had divorces and illness and death, and every one of those challenges that we go through can be supported by staying socially connected in a proactive way.
And thanks to our smartphones, our iPads, we can now connect digitally. Is that the same as face-to-face interaction?
It's not exactly the same, and our message is about getting people back to face-to-face. But digital technology, thank goodness we had it through the global pandemic. So let's highlight the benefits of it, but let's recognize that there's lots of negative things that we can be doing on social media and other places. But there are some beautiful things that allowed us to, proactively stay somewhat connected to supplement the relationships that we will get back to soon enough. And even listen to you and Sid talking about the Blue Jay game. Let's hope it all goes well. Certainly for the Jays and for people getting connected, but really important for us to stay socially connected and get those opportunities to start over again.
So you talk about these casual connections. So the stranger on the street who's in distress, needs help, or whatever it is, you just smile or smize with your mask on. How do you break the ice if you forget how to do it? A lot of people are like, where do I even start? I haven't done it in so long. Or maybe I'm not the type of person to do it. How do you force yourself?
Well, each week on our GenWell Project social media channels, you can find tips, tools, and ideas on how you can start building those connections. So it could be something as simple as, leaving a note on a neighbor's door. But as far as talking to a stranger, it could be as simple as, hey, how you doing? How's the weather? How you holding up during COVID-19? The reality is the wonderful thing about COVID-19, if there is a silver lining, one of the many, is the opportunity to actually have a shared experience. You went through it. I went through it. We've all gone through this, and we've all faced some type of challenge. So the opportunity right now to start up a conversation with somebody you don't know is easier than it's ever been before, because it's as simple as, hey, Dina, how are you doing? How have you held up during COVID-19? And whether you want to, as an introvert, you may not want to carry on a long conversation. So that's a great, hey, how you doing? You holding up okay? But if you want to get into a deeper conversation, the door is there and it's open to you to make it happen. So we just want to get people to think about how they can stay proactively healthy, do it consciously and intentionally, because the research is now clearer than ever before on how important it is for our health and happiness.
Yeah, like loneliness is not just a feeling that you have mentally. It really does have these effects on you physically. So it's so important. Pete, where do we find more information on how to connect with others?
Yeah, they can head over and to our website at genwellproject.org. They can download the research document that we did for the Canadian Social Connection Survey. But probably most importantly, head over our social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Find the different tips, tools, ideas, and research that can help us all start building proactive, healthy connection habits starting today.
GenWellProject.org. Pete Bombaci, tanti grazie, tanti baci. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in person one day. Great stuff.
Yeah, you too, again.
Have an amazing day. Coming up next, we're going to break down the barriers Indigenous people face in our healthcare system. One woman's shocking story that healthcare professionals everywhere need to hear.